Hi, welcome back to Financial Education for the Nation. My name's Warren Shute, and I'm here today on a bit of a chilly day with lovely Paul. How are you, Paul?
I'm good, thanks, Warren. How are you doing? You well?
Yeah, very good, thank you. Very good. Getting slightly into that festive spirit, just trying to slowly dip my toe into the Christmas vibe.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we need to be talking about today because, yeah, the adverts are on the TV. There's no getting away from it now. So I want to talk about kind of the end to the year from a financial organization perspective. And obviously with the big day coming up in what, 4 weeks at time of recording. Um, want to get your views on how we should end the year. We've covered a bit of Christmas stuff before and with a 100-day plan. And I know you're a big believer in not going all out and overindulging to cap out what could have been a good year otherwise.
Do you know, I think Christmas is one of those times of year where very sensible people do some silly things. And we do silly things that we might have been really good all year. So we may have been very healthy, made some really good progress. We might have made some sort of tracks into our finances of putting things in place and start saving some of our emergency fund because these things take time. And then the jingle bells come on the radio. We go out, and I was in London yesterday walking through Regent Street. It's so Christmassy. We kind of think, oh, let's forget everything that I know logically and let's get caught up with the emotion and overindulge financially and with our calories. So we kind of like let everything just go. And all I would say is let's have a look back at when you started your financial program. Let's have a look back at January 2018. What did you want to achieve this year? What did you want to achieve in 2018 that you put on that list, say, I wanted to do that? And have you done it yet? And if you've done it, give yourself a congratulations, give yourself a pat on the back, because sincerely, that's important. But if you haven't achieved it yet, if things have got in the way, what would need to happen in order for you to achieve it? What needs to happen now for you to make progress towards that? Now, if where you are and what your outcome was are miles apart, you may not get it accomplished in the next 4 weeks, but that's okay. It's what do you need to do to move towards it? Because the year's not over. We're just going into December. We've got about a month left of the year. What's your Q4 goal? What do you need to do to get that moving closer towards it? The challenge that you run is that if we just let all our ambitions go and we go full out and we just spend a bit too much or a lot too much money over Christmas and eat too much, the thing is, it doesn't take us 4 weeks to get back to zero in January. Does that make sense? It normally takes us about 12 weeks. So you can pretty much write off Q1 of 2019 to get yourself back physically and financially to where you are now. Is it worth it? Is it really worth it? Yeah, so giving is living. I get that. Let's have a great Christmas. But let's not judge our Christmas on the size or the amount of money that we spend, the size of our gifts or the amount of money we spend. Let's judge it on how much fun we can have. And your children won't remember the gifts that they get bought, but they will remember the fun that you had, the games that you played, and maybe the family traditions that you've got. So don't feel that you've got to spend more money or buy bigger presents. Certainly, if you don't have the money, don't spend it. Do not use credit cards to buy your gifts because it will just put you in a worse position in 2019.
Okay, and I think very, very salient while we're in, again, time of recording, the midst of Black Friday and Cyber Monday coming up and everybody racing to cut their prices as much as possible and lure us in with what are substantial credit purchases sometimes.
Yeah, and I'm not convinced they are discounted. I think I've listened to some of the radio shows and stuff and people saying, actually, we artificially increase our price and we discount it down, or, this was on sale price earlier. If Father Christmas, I call him Santa Claus, if Santa Claus makes a list, then you should too. Make a list, write it down, put an amount of money towards each person. Does that amount of money total to what you can afford? Does that amount of money, including going out to your social dues, buying your Christmas presents, decorating your house, if that amount of money is affordable to you, spend that. Have a great Christmas. Enjoy it. But if it's not, then cut back. it's not about the amount of money you spend. It's about the time and the meaning behind each gift. I've just done a top 20 for Christmas, which you'll find on my blog. Have a look at that. There's loads of ideas on there about making things a bit more creative and have a few more ideas in there. Also, one thing I'll do, Paul, I'll share with you a website. I've forgotten the name of it that I've been using myself, and it scouts the internet for the lowest price of things. So if you are going to buy things, type in there and it will search around on the internet. And it was actually given to me. I found it by a lady called Emma Drew, who has a fantastic money-saving site. So that's where I got it from.
All right, great tips. I think while we're looking towards Christmas, of course, it's also it's easy to forget for the money plan, a kind of 12-month program. We've got Q4. This is midway through Q4 and heading towards the end of it. You mentioned at the beginning a few minutes ago, kind of what we were looking to achieve in 2018, and for those who are following the money plan on that calendar year, where are we up to? What does Q4 bring?
Yeah, okay. So Q4 really should be more around towards the, it will vary for every individual because some of you will be in the debt repayment section. So you'd have stayed in that and you'll still be repaying down your debts. But if you've got your debts cleared, Q4 will really be moving you more into the investment and making sure you're engaged in your pension schemes and make sure you're putting money away for the future. If you're looking to buy property, first-time buyers this is, then you'll be considering lifetime ISAs and putting money away into there. But this is a great thing really because it's coincidence that we've kind of gone through the year talking to people about Q1, Q2, Q3, having a vision, getting their foundations in place, sorting out their debts, that kind of thing. We're now talking about investing and putting money into the stock markets, and the stock markets have been very volatile. The stock market has been very, very volatile at the moment. There's been lots of concerns about where things are going, what's happening. We've got lots of things going on in the States with Trump. We had the midterm elections. We've got the trade tariffs with China. In the UK at home, you must have been asleep if you don't know about all the negotiations going on with Brexit and what's happening there. The main reason there is volatility in the market, or the main two reasons. One is the uncertainty. So the market is a forward-thinking machine, and because the politicians don't know what the outcome's going to be, the market doesn't know what the outcome's going to be, so it's concerned. So it doesn't know how to price itself. That's why it's going up and down. The second thing is the market's very volatile, is there's been increases in interest rates. So it's costing more to borrow money. Companies pay a bit more, so they're concerned about that. My belief is we will experience a bit more volatility going forward for the next year or so. But remember, when you're investing, you've got to have your future vision. You've got to have your 7 to 10 year mindset. In 7 to 10 years is a long time, and that's what you should be investing for. And if you're investing monthly, if you're putting money into pension schemes monthly, ISAs, lifetime ISAs monthly, you're pound cost averaging. So sometimes you're buying when the price is high, but when the market's full, you're buying when it's low. And that's when you really want to buy, is when the market's low. So if we do have a pullback in the market, if the markets go down, not saying they're going to, but if the markets go down, that's not such a bad thing if you're buying in monthly because you're buying things cheaper. And the stock market is one of the few markets around the world where people actually want to buy things when they're more expensive because it makes them feel more reassured. But trust me, volatility, if you're pound cost averaging, is not such a bad thing.
Okay, and I know we've spoken about this before, so just briefly, but given what you've just said then, should I consider waiting? Should I consider waiting for the markets to come down before I start investing, or maybe add a bit more to my investment?
Okay, so the long-term return of the FTSE All Share is around about 9.5%, a year. So the long-term return of just the UK stock market as a whole is about 9.5%. And we always suggest people diversify globally. So you've got exposure to America and everything else in there. So we would expect there to be a premium on top of that by adding in place like emerging markets. The current returns on deposit is probably around about 1.5%, I think, at best. So although if you invested in the market now, you might see it fall in value slightly, we're not investing for 3 months or 6 months or a year. We're investing for 5 years, 7 years, 10 years or longer. So you will never pick the right time to invest in the market. The best time to invest in the market was yesterday, because the longer you're in the market, the better. If you're investing a chunk of money, which is considerable to you, and you feel that you'd feel concerned or nervous if it fell in value, then phase that money into the market over a period of time, maybe over 6 months or a year or longer if you need to. And what that does is it gives you the effect of the pound cost averaging that I was just talking. If the market does go down, you're buying a little bit cheaper each time. The academic research proves that you're not actually advantaged in that way, in any way, because we don't know which way the market's going to go. And most of the time the market does go up. So most of the time the market does climb. So you'd be better off just putting money in the market one go. But I'm a big believer in psychology. And if you're going to worry at night, it's not worth it. I'd rather you just phase it in over time. So just phasing it in over time to allow you to sleep better at night is the better thing. And also remember the risk that you take. So when we talk about the market, we're just talking about 100% exposure to the stock market and the market volatility. The market's up 10% or down 10%, talking about the market as a whole. If you're taking less risk, if you're only half exposed to the market, you're only going to get 50% of that fall. So maybe a 5% fall or a 10% on the 5% on the upside. So it depends on the amount of risk you take. And on our website now, we have a Finametrical risk profile that you can purchase and you can complete, or you can go on to Lexo, and there's a more shorter version to sort of establish what level of risk you should be taking with your money.
Okay, fantastic. I think we'll leave it there. I think it's a period where we've obviously got a lot to think about in terms of Christmas, but plenty going on financially as well. And for those angelic busy bees who've already smugly got all their presents wrapped up and ready to go under the tree when it goes up, then there's a lot there.
You're smiling. Does that include you?
I wish it was me.
Well, look,
all right. So I guess overall, you're saying let's enjoy ourselves. That's very important, but let's do it smartly. Let's think about it.
Absolutely. Just let's enjoy ourselves. Let's have a good time, but let's do it smartly. Do not borrow. Do not use credit cards buying your gifts. There's no reason to do so. Let's not just put things on debt. And if you have read the money plan and you like it, or if you haven't yet read the money plan, we're doing a special thing this year with the book. We've just gift wrapped it for you. So there is a beautiful gift-wrapped money plan available on the warrenshute.com website. You to purchase it, we just put it into a padded envelope. We send it out to you. You can pull it out, just put a label on it, and it goes under the tree. So if you've read it and you like it, great. Why not now do the biggest gift of all and forward it on to other people who might benefit from it? Christmas, January, one of the two biggest goals, obviously, are weight loss and finances. Why don't you help the loved ones and help them with the finances?
Having read the book, I couldn't agree more. I think it's a great gift for anyone looking to do just that. Thanks, Warren.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.